welcome to another episode of Talk Culture! Well, that's the first time I've ever done that before, and we're going to see if that sticks.
I like it.
You should like it. So what else you're going to like today is the top 10 horror video games list.
Ooh. So in top 10 horror, we gonna get a little spooky.
We going to get a little spooky.
Ooh, spooky dookie doo.
Little spooky dooky doo.
All right. So let's go on to number 10. Starting out our list today with Layers of Fear. Now, Layers of Fear, I honestly love. I played it for the first time about 3 years ago, maybe. It wasn't even a completed game. It was like in beta, and I loved it. It's psychological horror based off of a artist who's struggling to find his next masterpiece, and he falls into a deep depression with alcohol, and it starts to tear his family apart. Throughout the game, you really have a lot of crazy twists and turns. Literally, as the hallways like turn and stuff around you, and it's like a giant puzzle. I absolutely love it. It's spooky. It's spooky.
Hey, it fits the profile. That's why we have it number 10 and in this list. So let's just go to number 9. I think you took that one all the way home. So number 9, we have Doom 3.
Ooh.
We love Doom, obviously, from one of our previous videos. We had to have this in there. I mean, you have the satanic piece, you have all the gore, and all the jump scares. You never know when they're coming.
Oh.
I felt like you knew that was
I
coming.
didn't know that was coming, but he caught me good.
Something happens.
Oh.
When you get that jump scare at the urinal, they just come out of nowhere. And you thought I was going to get you there.
Scared the pants back on me.
What? But yeah, Doom 3, I mean, all those reasons, I mean, it's fantastic for that. Like, it has all those elements that we loved when we were younger playing on Xbox. Not Xbox One, not 360, but the original Xbox. That was one of the first ones, besides Halo. So, I love it. You want to add anything else to that little piece?
Nope. I think you covered it pretty good.
Goodness gracious. We're on a roll, folks. So, number 8, we have Manhunt by Rockstar Games.
That's a throwback.
When you hear Rockstar Games, you know exactly what you're getting, essentially.
Yeah. Over the top, crazy, maniacal.
I mean, they
evil.
They don't pull punches at Rockstar. When they do something, they go all the way in. And I think that's what you really want. And this game definitely doesn't hold back at all. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like the first execution you have.
I think there's a trash bag.
It's either a trash bag or like a glass shard. And literally you can pick how brutal your kill's going to be with the yellow, orange, or red indicator. And that was something, I mean, at a young age, we were just like, oh, this is kind of crazy, but...
And I honestly think the Manhunt is so creepy because it's like something that can really happen. It's not really like a sci-fi or, anything too in-depth. It's someone kidnapped you and you got to fight for your life.
Yeah.
It's pretty real. And that's scary.
No, I totally agree. So, even if you've never played this before, like, check it out. The remastered version of it is pretty awesome in that regard because, like, even the last boss, like, if you haven't played it, whatever. I don't care. Like, it's not a spoiler. Like, the final boss, the pig guy, utterly terrifying. Yeah. I mean, that game's just great. Like, please check it out if you haven't.
Definitely.
But let's go to number 7. We have Dead by Daylight. Something I play on a regular basis here with a couple friends. I mean, you have all these killers. I think that's really what brings me back to it. I know we're wearing Friday the 13th kind of on accident, but I think that's where Dead by Daylight separates itself from the Friday the 13th game and makes it onto the list over that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, first of all, the adrenaline that gets pumping in Dead by Daylight is unmatched. There's nothing more terrifying than being crouched down, working on your generator, accidentally hitting one of the action command. What's it called?
Skill checks.
Skill check.
Skill checks.
You miss that skill check, and next thing you know, you're like, oh.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Someone's coming for me, and then Michael Myers is there. 4 seconds, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, and the great thing is, like, all the customizable perks that can really change the game from, like, a normal killer that is, like, say, somewhat slower. They can creep up on you a little bit more by decreasing terror radius without getting too deep into it. But I just love all the iconic horror killers, like Michael Myers, Leatherface, Freddy Krueger. They have a Demogorgon as well, which isn't, like, iconic, but nowadays is extremely popular.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So,
I love it.
Yeah, let's go to number 6. This is an all-time classic. I wish we kind of could have put that up higher on the list, but I know there's some awesome games coming up. But Resident Evil 4.
Classic.
Yeah.
Another classic.
I mean, nothing's more classic than popping this into your Nintendo GameCube when you're younger.
True.
And just killing
I forgot
zombies.
it was on GameCube. I had it for PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I remember. Like, because like you. I mean, this is kind of off topic, but like we had both had Soul Calibur. All right.
Soul Calibur 2
or whatever. Soul. Yeah, I think it was too. But yeah, so like I don't know. Every game that you had like iconic like that, you had on PlayStation. I had it on GameCube.
Yep.
I don't know why, but definitely one of the ones that stand out in our childhood, no doubt. And it was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first Resident Evil game to like not have the actual zombies.
Yeah, they were a little
like,
different.
It differentiates from the past 3 at that point, right?
And let's not forget about those chainsaws. Jesus, those chainsaws were terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to jump in that pit in the middle of the game and there's like 4 of them. Oh, and plus, the merchant.
Ooh, what are you buying?
What are you selling?
Stranger.
I don't think he said that.
I'm pretty sure he did, yeah.
He might have, I mean. But hey.
Yeah, he said, stranger, what are you buying?
Wango Tango.
Ooh, what are you selling?
Alright, let's go on to number 4.
But what we're not selling, because we actually don't make any money on it, is number 5, Until Dawn.
Oh, I'm going to skip number 5. Oops. That's a number 4.
It's alright, we'll get to that one. I know you're excited. I know you're excited. Hold it back.
Sorry.
Holsters. So, number 5, Until Dawn. We had to have it on the list for just the general principle, butterfly effect.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you don't see very often in games nowadays. It's a very cool concept. Now, there are some other games where, you have the, where you have different, like, answers to questions. You have the good answer, the bad answer, the neutral answer. This game really takes that and runs with it because what you think is good an hour down the road might get you killed. Like, you really don't have any way of knowing, but you're going to find out the hard way, and I love that about the game.
Yeah, it definitely takes where other games have started it, like you said, and makes it less hokey, less generic, because I feel like the other ones don't, they say it's a butterfly effect or you feel it, but you really don't have that actual repercussions of your action. So that's definitely something that stands out. I like the story. I like the killer, the threat in the game. Just good look and everything like that.
Plus, Rami Malek. Can't forget about him. He was in that game. He played one of the characters.
Yep.
Then he went on to be Freddie Mercury. Yeah. What a glow up.
And you know what? He's going to be a lockjaw. He's going to be in 007.
He's moving up in the world. Good job, Rami.
I love him.
Rami.
Yeah.
Rami.
Say it again.
Rami.
Anyways. Let's go to number 4 because you just couldn't hold yourself. Because you just want to jump over number 5, which is basically a sin because Until Dawn's great. But this is greater.
One spot greater.
Exactly. It's Evil Within.
Ooh.
Now, this game I did not finish. I'll be upfront and honest with you. There's not many games that I just can't sit down and actually play. This one was one of them. I don't know. There was just a heart pumping things. I just didn't know it was coming up. I watched it all.
You just tell them all you're a wimp. You just can't handle it.
No, there was just something about it, man. When I got to a certain part, I didn't have any ammo. Just running around. I don't know what to do with myself. And I said, you know what, I'm done. So I just finished it all on video.
So Evil Within, one of the first games I got for Xbox One. It was a pretty early release for the Xbox One. And it's a roller coaster. It starts out, you're trying to hide from the person that kidnapped you in this weird butcher shop looking thing.
Yeah. And
then the thrill starts and it never stops. It's constant and it has very similar controls and stuff to Resident Evil 4, and I think that's why I like it so much. But at the same time, it also has a lot of the psychological horror elements from other games like Layers of Fear.
Yeah, it's just a little bit better.
Yeah, that really goes more in depth than Layers of Fear. And with the monsters, they all have some kind of connection to the main protagonist, and I think that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, I totally agree. I like the story elements, and it's definitely a more well thought out horror game. Sometimes they just do the jump scares more like Doom 3. Mm-hmm. And that's definitely why it's a little bit higher on the list, I think, for us, for sure. So, something awesome about this next one takes place in space. Number 3 is Dead Space.
Woo! Dead Space.
Ooh! Before everything was up in space, Dead Space went there. And thinking about it, wasn't Doom there?
A little bit.
A little bit.
I wouldn't say Doom and Dead Space were this. So Dead Space was all on a spaceship. Doom was on Mars. They were both in space, but there's a big.
But who does it better?
don't put me into that kind of situation.
Obviously.
That's difficult. But I will tell you why I love Dead Space. So first of all, Dead Space is terrifying. The enemies kind of remind me of like a Stanley Kubrick The Thing, kind of like.
They're classic. They're old school
they're
looking.
Very like spider looking, like with pinchers and like
Death spikes.
They're terrifying, and it has a really cool mechanism with like the health bar, and you have the suit that you can upgrade. Which, I mean, that would be more of a Doom thing, because you can upgrade your suit in Doom 2016. So maybe Doom took it from Dead Space.
You might have yourself a point there. If I had a little buzzer out here, ding.
But let me say, Dead Space was a great game, and I always felt like it was really underrated because of the time it came out.
Oh, definitely.
I felt like horror games were kind of on a decline when Dead Space came out. So it probably didn't get the attention it needed, and I do know they like started making some like sequels that weren't that great after Dead Space 2. So it might have fell off, but I tell you what, I highly recommend playing Dead Space 1 if you haven't. It's a fantastic game.
Did they remaster it?
I don't think they remastered it.
That's something like if they didn't, and
they definitely should soon if they. Well, the game looked beautiful.
I would love it. Yeah, just bring it up to date. I mean, everything was so dark anyways. Like it really gets you going. So hey, if you hear this, people that did it or that can remaster it, do it.
Or give us a new one.
Do it for me.
Do it for him.
What? Don't
Let's
do that
move
again.
on.
Don't do that again.
That was weird.
We're gonna go to our top 2.
Ooh.
It's a tough one, folks. It is a tough one. But number 2, we have Silent Hill / PT. So Silent Hill can not be left off any horror video game list. Yeah, they'd shut us down if we did something like that. But Silent Hill has a lot of games in a series. A lot of awesome things going on for it. I mean, hey, it spawned Pyramid Head, right?
Yeah, and we honestly felt that it would be really doing the series an injustice just to include like 1 or 2 titles from the game.
It's tough.
So we just had Silent Hill in general, but let's also pay some attention to PT. PT had like a lot of traction. It was going to be an awesome game.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately it kind of fell into video game development purgatory. But it might be coming back. Supposedly it's in talks of them bringing it back together. Hopefully it can be as terrifying as what I've watched, because I never got to play it because I didn't have a PlayStation when it came out. Yeah. But I tell you what, I would be psyched to get PT.
Well, just think about all the buzz that how long was like the demo of it, the release? What, like 5 minutes of gameplay or something?
It wasn't very
like
much.
I mean, just that alone. I mean, it's definitely going to be a lot of hype. Something really hard to live up to, or I guess surpass the expectation for it. But I mean, if they pull this off and they put this out, that's going to be a tough one. I'm going to have to play with the lights on. I'm going to have to play with everything on.
Yeah, especially if they put it
everything.
If they put it into VR. Which, with that being said, let's move on to number 1.
Oh no, Resident Evil 7.
Resident Evil 7. Of course, Resident Evil 7 has to be a number 1 on this list.
So let's talk about it. So, the VR for Resident Evil 7, absolutely terrifying. I don't want to do it. It's one of those things of true nightmare proportions. He throws me into it, and he's like, just play it. It's not that bad. Check it out, whatever. And I'm like, I'm a big tough guy. I'm a strong. No. I like paused twice. Oh, I don't want to spoil anything about it, but no. Just no.
He screamed so loud. He unhemmed his pants.
They're still unhemmed. Grandma can't hem them.
He had to buy new ones.
Grandma's great at sewing. She can't hem them. She can't. But literally, this game is on the edge of your seat, terrifying.
You're on the edge of your seat right now just talking about it.
I'm a little uneasy. I don't want to talk about it much. But I downloaded it on Xbox, and I still have yet to play it. I literally look at it. I bought the deluxe. It was like $7, $10, $12. I don't know what it was. I still won't play it. And I know a lot about it. Just won't play it.
It really is a great game. I mean, they got away from the typical zombies even like farther than Resident Evil 4 did. And they really got into this like nitty gritty southern like swamp.
It was like a family.
Creepiness. And it is terrifying. And I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Yeah, as much as I hate it, don't want to play it, like, I love it. I love the thought, the story, everything about it in that regard. I just don't want to play it. I just can't. I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I am a little sissy with some of these horror games.
Yeah, I
like
think
I'll stick down like I don't know, maybe around like 6 or 7. Maybe.
Hey, well,
sometimes I'll jump up.
We'll get you there eventually.
Yeah, but if you have anything that you think that we have missed in terms of games, things that we left out, let us know what you like about this list as well. We want to know. Drop it in the comments. But as always, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and make sure to hit the bell. The 4 things. Actually, let's add 5.
5?
Yeah. Let's add 5. Follow us on Facebook.
Oh,
we want to
that's
see
a good
you.
5.
We want to see you.
We want to see you and talk to you.
Yeah. Speaking of talking, and as always, thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. And thanks for supporting.